Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to World War Wednesday. Yesterday we had some World War carnage in Europa Universalis 4 dev multiplayer stream. Well, now the timeline has shifted forward a couple hundred years. On your left you'll see Johan. He is leading the glorious Allies. Against who you see on your right there, that is Daniel, leader of the Third Reich and leader of the Axis, trying his best to put Britain in their place. Perhaps you could give us a rundown of how things are looking on your end there.
Yeah, sure. France completely fallen. Switzerland is gone. Poland is gone. Soon the Soviet Union is gone. Finland will have surrendered. Sweden has surrendered. Norway is next to go.
And how are things looking over in the United Kingdom there, Johan?
Well, we're doing pretty fine. Britain is safe for now. There's a few hundred divisions in Britain proper defending it. We'll fight them on the beaches.
I'm glad to hear. Now, we also have backup for Great Britain over in the United States of America, where we have one of our players upstairs who is helping out. But similarly, on Daniel's side, we have the very militaristic Japan, who is, well, surrounded on all fronts. But they seem to be doing all right, given the circumstances.
Shall we start the timekeeper?
I'm fine. Let's do it.
So, for those of you that have not been keeping track from the start, perhaps Daniel can give a quick explanation as to how and why the German Reich has expanded so well and so aggressively.
Well, it was basically, I was very locked down by the English fleet, so I couldn't advance over. Even so, I broke my promise of German boots on English soil during my first session. So I looked to the east and saw that the Soviet Union were very, very terribly prepared because of Trotsky and the modifier he gives, like minus 40% factory output. So I saw my chance there and just quickly made a massive invasion there, encircled some troops close to Finland and down by Iraq. And yeah, I did small encirclements all the time and just crushed the Soviet army that was unprepared, badly equipped, and just kept moving no matter what. I never had a pause in my invasion.
So in comparison to how unprepared the Soviets were, can you show us what your doctrine choice is and how your equipment and research has helped you out there?
Well, equipment put very heavily on infantry research, even going ahead of time, just to gain that a bit more faster, just a bit quicker. I just have my engineer and support equipment, just to add some attack bonuses and defenses when attacking on rivers, forests, forts, and recon to help my generals pick better tactics against their generals. Tanks, just Panzer II and Panzer III, not been using that very much, just trying to keep them maintained. I ran during the German-Soviet war. Okay, while artillery, I removed it, to many people's dismay, but this is how it works right now. But we're fixing it, we're changing. But I'm going for anti-tanks, as it's super important to be able to penetrate the armor. Like, you will do 0 damage, 50% less damage if you don't have enough piercing. But so I'm really going hard on it now. Like, now I need to really increase it as much as possible to beat Johan's hopefully armored invasion. And
we saw it for a wee sneak peek there, but you have some atomic research going on as well.
Yes, I have, but it will be very long time before any nukes.
Yeah, it takes quite the investment to get your nukes on the go.
2,400 days if I want to research nukes, and I still have to go past atomic research, nuclear reactors. So, not yet.
There is a date for when you can research things, and if you choose to go ahead of time on that, you're going to face some penalties. But some focuses can help you with that.
Yes.
And bring down that ahead of time penalty. Now, I've got my eyes over on the Twitch chat there, so if you have any questions, we'll do our best to answer. Just tag us at Paradox Interactive.
One interesting thing, though, is that since this is a development build, we'll change the format of all our production lines, or our production lines worked. So every single production line in our countries were eradicated, and I was very close to having new battleships ready. All gone, and all our efficiencies need to be redone.
Yeah, it's worth restating there that we are playing with the in development build, and from week to week more work is put into it. So there can be some funky things that go on, such as us having to rebuild our production lines. So our players will really be looking forward to when they get assembly line production researched to get that production efficiency up quite a bit. Daniel, can you give a quick rundown on the production efficiency, since it plays a very important part in tooling up for war?
Yes. So you start with none of this research, pretty much. You start with basic machine tools. It increases the efficiency capacity. If you look on production lines, every production line have a production efficiency. How well they are producing that kind of equipment. The longer you produce it, the more you'll gain. See here, I gain 1.7% per week, up to a maximum of 100%. Yes, so that's the whole line. And in the end, you have a decision to have production efficiency growth by 25%. So the faster your efficiency grow, the more production you will have quicker. Or if you might say, I gain a new tank model and I want to switch it to it as quickly as possible all the time, I change to flexible line. It will increase the production efficiency loss because your work is pilot promoted. Because if your workers do the same tank all over, they will gain experience working with that one. And if they suddenly change to a new model, they might not lose as much if you have this research, because you get a pretty hefty penalty if you switch production line. Then it's concentrated industry or dispersed industry. The factories are not working as efficiently, but they are more secure for bombings and stuff like that. But if you pick concentrated, more production efficiency, but worse, they're easier targeted by bombers.
When it comes to the difference between your dispersed or concentrated, how much damage have your industries been taking? I think
in Western Germany, very heavily. So, as you can see, I increased the fire to defense there. And as you can see, I'm very much enjoying the results from it.
Yes, previous to this, there was a bit of a reverse blitz going on when it was Germany getting bombed quite heavily. Lots and lots of questions coming in the chat one right here, but Daniel, you'll be most fit to answer the question on how viable world conquest is going to be here.
War of freedom. Freedom for everyone. How is it going? Or
No, people are asking how viable world conquest will be here, but that question's going to be coming up. You would have the most experience in
how
that one.
viable? As Germany or as any nation?
I guess for you it would be as Germany here.
At this build and not super viable. It's very hard to break every country entirely, and if I just continue warring, more and more nations will stack against me, and eventually I won't be able to beat them, since I need to beat the faction leader to be able to conquer the land and stop having resistance. If the resistance just destroy all the factories I have gained nothing from conquering that land. So I need to beat the faction leader, get the complete control of that country, and then I can continue. But if I beat this faction...
Speaking of the damage done to you, can you show the damage that has been done to your factories?
Hopefully that is... Yes. In Western Germany, 141 of my factories has been destroyed. I repaired them, they've been destroyed again. And yeah, so on.
How many in Northwest Germany then?
2.8. Oh god! Oh, you just reassigned them to...
So the British not only dominant at the sea, but also doing quite a lot of damage from the air. Some people are also asking, why have you not just invaded Britain by now? Well, Daniel, why not? Maybe you can show us the
I have
the big metal reason why not.
a huge English navy just completely blocking me. I can't do anything against it. So that's why. Oh god, I need to fix this Air Force now since he changed it. They're assigned...
See, at the moment we're looking at the airfield's map mode. There are three that you can quickly change between to show... well, Daniel, you can actually show them there between infantry, naval and air.
Yes. The infantry map mode, the naval map mode with all the naval sea zones and ships, and the airfield map mode.
And yet people demand the UK invasion. Can we get a little show off of the British fleet there?
Yeah, I need to.
Okay, I can show them this before. Like, I've read some comments about my harsh treatment of the Danes. And yeah, it isn't fair, really. So, hello, Denmark. Let's be fair and balance it out, so put harshes on everything instead. I want that. I want those factories now from everyone. I got a bit more manpower while being gentle, but I want the factories now. Yes, some of them will be more destroyed, but I will force them to submission if they try. So, I increased my factory numbers by around 90, and my civilian factories by, oh god, like 150. So, that's super great.
Mind you, those civilian factories are currently putting towards repairing, since there's been so much damage done by both conquering and the blitzing that goes on. But what with your settings on how to treat the populace also ties into some questions we're getting here about partisans and what it's costing you to deal with partisans.
Military
now, if I
police.
recall, you had just finished researching your military police.
Yes. And I can actually start deploying them now.
And you deploy them there as support divisions.
Yes, a support division, military police, 2 cavalry, because they're kind of exactly the same as infantry, a bit faster, but with much more suppression. So I have 2 cavalry and 1 military police. They're not supposed to do any fighting or anything, just beat down all the rebels. So I will actually deploy a bunch of them just now. As soon as I have equipment for them.
You can even see the modifiers of adding military police to your divisions there. They're not going to be helping them out in battles at all, but they are the key in keeping those partisans down, and they have to be researched ahead of time. Your armies can do suppression, but that's a lot of firepower to put to domestic issues when they could be out there conquering.
Indeed. I need to increase actually my air force quite a lot, since he's moving around the air force all the time now, trying to avoid it being obliterated. So if you just put stuff everywhere, it should be fine.
Now your manpower is looking pretty healthy there, Germany. People are asking about gaining manpower and recovering it.
Well, a bit busy now. Yes.
Not putting any pressure on you there.
Yes.
I like to point out that there's a few little things you can do with your bombers if you want to have them be a little bit more efficient. I put mine at the just doing night bombing, because fighters are far less efficient at bombing or stopping bombers at night. And I have researched the technology. If I'm going to my research screen, I just look at air doctrines. I picked night bombing, which reduces my penalty by 50%. I could have picked the day bombing instead, which increases my power. But since I'm Britain and I don't have American industry capacity, I'm just bombing nights. Last month's building bombs 12. Yeah, these numbers are interesting.
Yes, I agree. Since I can also put my fighters at only fighting at night.
Yeah, but they're far worse at fighting at night.
Yes. But maybe I don't trust you by you saying that, and maybe you want me to put everything on night now, so you just fly in by day and crush it.
But it does show that with some of the doctrines and focuses, you can choose a different branch and it'll take you to different strengths and weaknesses. So Johan could have chosen instead to just get better overall bombing, but instead chose to focus on the knights. That'll be less losses for him.
Yeah.
Some fighters too. Actually, let's find that. They're in Westphalian. Wait a minute. Fighters here, and let's assign them to that airbase. Select them. Let's split them up into 2. You guys can move there.
So it seems quite a lot of the front has moved down into Anatolia there.
Yeah.
Wait.
then
Oh. No, fine. Sorry.
How are you doing for carriers then, Johan?
I'm not building much carriers. I got a pretty huge one in northwest of France.
And so how do they work? We're getting chat asking how your carriers work in this game.
Oh. Well, carriers they are let me find a carrier. I'll look to it. At the home fleet, I've got carriers. They work like units. They have oh, this one's lost its air wing. They have fighters on them and bombers, and they can do various different things. They will automatically send up to engage in battles, or you can give them orders to strike others at port. Now I need to take care of my Africa. Oh, cool. That's a good one. Fall of Tokyo!
God damn it, Zeke.
Alright, I think we should have a look at Daniel's screen and so what has happened here?
Well, United States want a United States of Japan. But it seems like he's trying to pull up a force to recover it. Well, it doesn't matter if he takes all the industry and stuff out. Sure, his natural unity will be hit, and hopefully he will not lose by it and surrender, lose all his troops.
Well, I think we saw that Japan have national unity of 87%.
Yes, but if United States, Philip out there, will start invading the mainland from there, it could go very south.
So once 87% of the points that Japan have are under occupation, they are going to capitulate. And quite a lot of those points will be concentrated into major cities, Tokyo being, well, one of those.
Yeah.
But since the wooden wall has the Third Reich unable to sail over there, they're just having to march through the Soviet lands if they ever want to help their friend in Japan.
What happened in... There's a Norwegian going around in...
Ah, come on, I missed him. Let's just reassign some of the troops. Actually,
Yes, at this rate we're going to see Sweden back on the map. Now when the Allied forces march into these occupied territories, they get liberated for the previously capitulated countries.
liberated...
Well, it's you doing the liberating, right?
Yeah, indeed. Liberating them from the
I-
capitalist oppression.
I like to point out that I love having radar stations and good decryption technology.
Yeah, that's why I'm increasing my decryption technology.
We've actually got some questions in chat asking about how decryption and encryption works in the game.
You can get a lot of information by having a higher decryption level than your enemy.
Like how their divisions are composed, where they are, see their fighters easier.
According to my stuff, you have less than 300 divisions.
I don't know how many I have. Yeah, that is very much correct. According to mine, you have less than
200.
150. Yeah.
Depends on your point of view.
If you count the United States troops, then you have more.
One of the stranger questions is asking if we're live or not. Yes, we are playing this live here in Paradox HQ.
Hello, random guy asking that.
Lid area is joined.
Oh god. Johan, I'm gonna say this to you because I'm a fair player. Garrison area has also been removed, so you have to
Oh,
reset
shit.
it.
That's not good.
But I'm a fair player, so you're welcome. I wouldn't want to win against you so easy.
Oh, I need to set that up.
Again, another consequence of playing with the development build when we're doing this. Some features can and will change throughout it. In fact,
I didn't know that.
if you compare some of the things you see today from what happened in the first World War Wednesday, you will probably see different interface buttons and such as more gets added and tweaked as the game's development goes on.
Oh, I really just need to assign them everywhere, so it's getting a little bit messy. Since I don't want another B-day.
Also have questions coming in about the focus trees. Now, nations do have their specific focus trees, like the British one, the German one, but nations without specialized ones will get a generic focus tree that offers them their own kinds of bonuses there.
I don't think we can show the generic ones, but we can show like...
We don't have any generic countries being played here
Yeah.
at the moment, but we can show the British and the German focus
Indeed.
trees.
Unfortunately, I wasn't here when most of them were picked, but I can show you what has been taken. So from what I can see, he went with all the industry upgrades, like Reich Autobahn gaining more industry in mainland Germany, West Wall, some fortifications against the French border, more industry and industry bonuses.
We can also focus on something that is like a mutually exclusive choice along the focus tree.
Yes, like the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact or Anti-Soviet Pact. And that also leads down to the mutually exclusive war with the USSR or alliance with the USSR. Now I actually need to check if he's invading me somewhere.
Yes, you can't exactly offer friendship with the Czechoslovakians and then invade them.
No, exactly. That actually gave me an idea of a bug that might exist. Let's do like that. Close that one. Take you, place here. It's quite busy invading countries like Norway, since they have a lot of small forces here and there. You can't just leave it completely up to the AI, since
You can't pile in with everything either, since if you were to bring the entire army up there, the lack of supplies would crush you.
indeed.
Can you actually show off the supplies map mode to see how you can know what to bring?
Actually, they have quite good supply right here near the close to the capital, but over here in the mountains it's 11 division or 11 supply. More divisions can take more than one supply or less than one supply. But it's 10 here, 0 almost. It's 0.2 here.
Yeah, so if you started bringing your super heavy tanks into northern Norway,
Nord-Norge.
you would find them breaking down pretty quickly.
This and that. Soviet front is still pushing. Like, I don't need to keep as much control over the Soviet front anymore like I had before, since they're pretty much beaten. If I just continue pushing, generally, they're gonna fall. But I still have to keep some checks so the AI actually do what I want. Like, closing a couple of pockets over here. Keeping it steady and not letting any backstabbing going on. Like here, when I didn't pay any attention and Norway snuck by with one division and took back some of Swedish land. So you have to keep attention on all your fronts, otherwise the AI will do some sneaky stuff.
This is where the defend region can really come in handy. How is Norway's national unity? How long is it going to be till they fall? All the way up at 100?
Yes, so... But it goes much quicker to do like it, taking the whole country from Norway than, I don't know, Soviet Union. But still, I'm going quite badly now on equipment and supplies, since the efficiency is very low right now. So it's gonna take a small while before I can go back into producing more equipment. One more ace pilot.
Yeah, how about we show off the ace pilots in the screen there to see the bonuses that they provide, because there have been quite a few heroes.
I'm actually gonna do one more thing first. Seems like naturally Spain wants me to control their army, and I say yes. So I just need to set up a garrison defense here too. Otherwise, I leave that flank completely open, and I wouldn't want that.
Oh god, I need more.
That's good enough. Actually, let's remove those. No. Hold. Okay, what were... Oh, I saw some Australian troops here.
The Commonwealth is still strong.
Where the hell did those Australian troops go? Norway is still fighting a bit here. I don't want any backstab naval invasion somewhere. Nothing in Italy. Okay, it might just have been that Johan regretted, or the AI regretted their assault when they saw troops standing everywhere. Okay, I was gonna show you something.
Ace pilots.
Ace pilots. Let's check here. How are the air war going right now? Excellent. Let's see if any one of these have gotten an ace pilot. They are in Westfalen. Yes, both of them. Here we have Ace Walter SC Etler. They will give some boost to that air wing, and yeah, also some national unity. But if he dies, I will lose natural unity. If one of Johan's ace pilots shoots him down, then I will lose even more natural unity, or gain more if I shoot him down. And I have Ace Otto. I'm not even gonna try. Weber.
So a great bonus for you, but a risk to actually put them in the main fight, since
Yes.
if they die, then that's a loss of national unity for you.
Exactly. So a bit air fighting, a bit more flavor. There were lots of real ace fighters that weren't actually allowed to fight because they wanted like them as pop stars. So I could also do it. Just if I have bad natural unity, I could just, as soon as I get them, remove them from fighting to keep that natural bonus. So there is a tactic in that too. So I really like them, and just they come and go. Like the one, like Hess last time. Rest in peace.
Yeah, we had an ace pilot who was shot down moments after he was celebrated because he was still on some missions which I believe were no retreat.
Of course. If you retreat, how can you then attack them?
It's no ace of ours if he's retreating.
Yeah, we're starting producing Spitfires.
God, I totally forgot I need to upgrade my Air Force. See, always learn from your enemies. Like, if it doesn't work attacking Soviet Union in the summer, try attacking them in the winter.
Summer will come around.
If it didn't work with lots of armor like it did in history, try with infantry. If artillery is really good, try without it. There's always another side to the coin.
There's also a question about how many factions we can have. So we have the Axis, the Allies, and the Chinese United Front. But there's more to it than that.
You can create custom factions. Factions of your own. If you get a certain national focus, that will allow you to create your own faction with other nations. So you're pretty much free to do whatever you want. If you want a faction called the Northern Lights and keep Sweden, Norway and Finland as them, you're free to do so. I think we had a development diary on it just now.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of trouble if you want to invite someone like America or Germany to your little party, though.
Very good relationships, non-aggression pacts, and be peaceful. But that's nothing for me. Peaceful is not the second nature to me.
I can't believe I forgot to list the Comintern faction when I was listing factions there. Must be something to do with them being completely covered by German Reich at the moment.
It just looks very pleasant.
That said, if the Comintern weren't getting destroyed at the moment, people would be seeing the aggressions. Oh well, no, the fast-paced liberation of the Third Reich, and would be more confident about joining the Comintern to protect against them. But with Soviet Russia as it is,
Soviet Russia. Yeah, they're not in the best of states for the moment.
there's a question about the historical accuracy of the generals. Now we've got a mixed answer for that one, because yes we do and yes we don't. I'm not going to ask you to waste political power on it, but you can show off the generals that you do have.
Just moving my attack line. Let's do it. So, yes. Let's grab a random unit. Actually, let's deploy some of these units. Let's remove that one. And just deploy them ahead of time to show you off. So, a unit, a division, assigned as a command group, so it can, or army, and you can assign a leader to them. As Germany, we have lots of historical leaders with historical traits, like Manstedt being very good at panzers, and von Kluge, Brunstedt, and you can also auto-generate by random first and last name by costing police power. Since I have a lot of it, I can just show you, and let's see what we got. They will also be level 1. We got Joachim Hartmann, and he will not be the leader for this.
They'll start at level 1, but as they fight they will gain experience, and depending on how they fight they will gain additional traits as well.
That's correct. And let's just show him something. Alright. Don't they have transport planes somewhere?
Lodwick85 in the chat is asking about factories and resources. Well, if you want to trade for resources, you'll be trading in factories. So even if you're civilian factories, you have lots of them, but you don't have additional things to build, you can sell them out basically for additional resources. So let's say you have huge industrial capacity, but you severely lack oil. You could trade them away, assuming there were nations that wanted to trade with you.
So I just want to try that. It will be interesting what happens. It will most likely get wiped very quickly, but I would at least fulfill my promise I did a very long time ago. Still no crazy invasion from Johan. He's trying to push me out, or push a bit from Africa. Not trying to keeping me out, but I will get there sooner or later.
How about a quick update on the Japanese situation?
Yes.
Did someone say freedom?
It's not very pretty. Blue. Who even likes that color? Otherwise he's pushing forward on all fronts. And I can soon help him.
I think the Japanese capital is likely to relocate before too long.
Okay, let's reassign you guys now. Take the train down to the middle of the front so you can get reassigned. Now more military factories were available. Still very many are still bombed. Let's see how the air war is going. It's going pretty good everywhere actually. Bombers are falling as bombs.
Land me, so we have 4 players in the game at the moment, the 2 that you see right now, as well as a player in the United States and in Japan. But they're on the floor above us.
I'm just trying to find... Four units. I can't see an invasion. Johan, isn't it coming soon? The liberation of everyone?
Sorry, there's so much stuff I have to comment on.
Yeah, I can understand you have the factory efficiency problems too. Need to muster up your forces again.
There's so many multiple fronts that I don't really know what to do.
There's a question regarding the German Navy. Does such a thing exist right now?
Kind of.
I'm not talking about one canoe out by Skåne.
No, but not really a German navy, but harassment navy. No? Convoys getting destroyed. all these nice markers are just convoys getting wrecked by my submarines. And they're blocking all from resources to troop movements to everything some United States want to send to the UK. And I also are gonna send a package of something to you, Johan. Don't die on the way. Huzzah! German troops on English land.
Oh man, right in my birthplace.
How did you get through my naval supremacy?
Of course I went by sea. He swam all the way. No! I broke your air superiority.
Oh.
But he's gonna die very quickly.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to last very long.
Brave 10,000 men.
Our player Daniel here had promised that there would be German boots on British soil.
And land and men.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much more left of him than his pair of boots.
Well, they're doing... Let's see if I can pierce his armor. Yes, I'm piercing right now the English armor. So, awesome test. To see if it works, and now I know. So I'm just gonna continue upgrading and increasing my amount of artillery. Or anti-tank. And also upgrade all my normal weapons, small arms, with more anti-tank. Ah! Naval invasion.
There we go, I didn't want to give it away.
Let's assign all of you to that front. You guys move in there, and then I'm expecting something more. Where the paratroopers from United States. Oh, Turkey capitulated. Let's reassign you all down to this front. Oh god, there's 19 divisions of United States troops. Awesome.
Yeah.
Get them.
An unorthodox location for D-Day, but we'll take it.
Where?
In Turkey. And over here, 21 divisions. So let's just... Yes.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty more places where there are naval invasions. Yeah, just look at the look at my screen there. The British screen where I'm looking at. There are so many places there that we're landing in.
Down in Turkey, down there. Up here. Not very impressed.
So the British and the Americans have made good work with the naval supremacy they have. And Germany can't react to it all at once, or can they?
Of course I can.
You're always the confident player, Daniel. I'm sure you can take care of this.
Yeah, no problem. Like taking back Stockholm and stuff like that, it doesn't really matter when you don't have any land.
Actually, you can show off the armor there for piercing in that battle. If nations are armored and the other ones can't pierce it, then that just halves the effectiveness.
Siamese Empire is capitulated. Oh, what happened with... Did I already break them? No, they must have retreated. And here I continue stacking up troops. Defending Deir Danzig. And here the troops are finally reorganizing. You troops march in and take back.
Do we have any Marines involved in the landings here?
Yeah, plenty.
You can have specialized units such as Marines that excel at amphibious landings. I believe it gives 50% bonus.
It's safe there. I don't know. I don't have many Marines. Johan might confirm it if it's so. Okay, that's stopped. Let's wait there. Oh, you paratrooper, you died. Bye bye. Take it back there. Like, I prepared for this. I was ready for multiple invasions pretty much everywhere. Back in Russia too.
To answer Guy Seven's question, as far as I'm aware, there's not any seizing of fleets that goes on in the game. So Germany wouldn't be able to just seize France's fleet.
Let's continue with that invasion. Actually, let's remove wrong guy. Let's remove that plan and this one. Reassign it. Make people activate it, and then remove half of you. Let's bring it back there. Assign to a front line. So I'm just putting up preventive measures everywhere, and I think it's going quite well. Sooner or later they will break on the left side and the right side. Oh, I forgot this front.
Which front did you forget?
Stockholm.
There are many.
I made a defensive line, but I didn't make anything of it. So I will just assign the motorized I have from there. Up there, take back that stuff. Oh, I sent those 2 units, but that's not enough. Break him there, break there. You troops continue pushing there so they can't retreat with the boats.
Oh god, so many divisions are lost in Britain.
Yeah, that's why I have multiple lines of defense. First the garrison areas and then also the wall of units. So if the first wall of units fall, I can just reassign people from the garrison area defense. Like, you have trained me well by doing all the different kind of tactics in all the MPs.
Yes, we're well versed in this game from the weekly multiplayer and then some that we play this game in the office. And Daniel in particular has been victim of many different strategies to bring him down. But
And they have succeeded a lot, unfortunately.
But like a good general, he learns from it.
If we compare with other guys in history, that's... yeah, I'm a pretty good learner. Even though I attacked Soviet in the winter.
All part of the master plan, though.
Oh god.
The only problems I really see right now is that I wasn't finished with the Norwegian invasion before you did it. I really wanted to do some counteracting while you invaded, but now I really just have to clear it up. Let's assign...
There's also a question about when the time span ends on this one. Have we set an end date?
Not really.
Well, I guess we fight until the last man standing.
I mean, for the game.
Do you have from the game? Yes, in general.
Yeah, as in, well, it starts in 1936 and it runs until...
Did we say
48, I think it is.
48.
Nothing in Turkey anymore.
Currently winning.
It's currently winning. Where? Where are you currently winning? Route the troops there. More nice generals.
Now, our players do have lots of experience points to use. At the top bar, we have 500 on army, well, land, sea, and air. And a lot of the reason that they're not using it at the moment is probably because they're too busy trying to fight each other off here. But the army experience points, they can be used for changing their division templates,
way too few troops here.
upgrading tanks, and same for the Air Force and the naval points. They can be used for upgrading the ships and the planes that they use.
And still the efficiency isn't up yet at par with what it was. So
How are losses looking for you, Daniel?
I can check soon. I just need to reassign this. And then you need a leader too. Let's promote Fyodor.
By promoting a leader, they will lose all their traits, but they'll be able to command
And one skill.
any number of troops that they want. So yeah, they lose one skill point and all their traits, but they can earn new traits and level up too.
Oh, right, I signed. I worry too much. I make multiple plans to defend. You guys can get here and defend them. You guys can go there, and then I forget about half of them. So you ruined that line. While the invasion of Soviet Union still just
Nanjing is
goes on
fallen.
par.
Japan is doing well.
Is he? Oh God! A massive increase of land for Japan. And a loss of their main.
Once they just gave up on their starting home island. Well, guys, time to relocate to China.
Or half of you.
Oh,
Is there? You guys go to that line. The Swedish forces are doing quite well. Though they are massively outnumbered. Okay, my losses are currently 1.1 million. So I lost quite a lot of troops. Ah.
This all just started over Poland.
Like I guess Jacob just wanted Danzig, but we're opposed. It was rightfully German land, so he had to liberate other nations. And I just followed his agenda, liberating Switzerland, Soviet Union, Sweden, Denmark, Norway.
God, Damascus is so destroyed that there's no infrastructure. Both of our troops are so shattered after the back and forth war. It's kind of like modern.
If I check,
Syria.
yes, the supply isn't well at all. Let's invite a friend to the war, and I want you to join.
During
war.
battle, infrastructure
won't
can
accept.
get heavily damaged. It can be a great idea to actually work on it as you
more
go
supply.
along.
I invited Iraq to my dear faction, and they said yes. So now they're granting me a supply way.
They're not the only person you can invite. Can you show that off again for inviting someone to a faction?
As soon as I find out which army this is. And that was that army. Oh God, I messed up, I think. Oh yeah, that was that army, and you should not be assigned here. You should actually like make a separate command group. If you have too many units on too many different fronts, you will be like me right now, very confused on which army is where. So it's really an advantage you keep them in separate ones, so you don't make mistakes.
There are also theatre groups you can create like you have in the top right, but I think you just haven't had time to create new ones. With all
not
the
at all. Now.
the evil capitalists fighting you, right?
Yes, and all the naval invasions. It's like I just want to. Rip in peace.
A living legend would be better.
Fighting in Sweden, dying in Sweden. But he made us proud. He's the workway to our victory, sooner or later. You go here and cut them off. Nope.
A question that's coming up quite a bit is what are the drawbacks or penalties of expanding? Well, one of the things we have is the world tension meter, which if you keep expanding is going to make that rise up, and people can, at high world tension, do more things against you.
Yes. Like attacking you. Democratic nations may only attack people who have done something threatening. Like attacking, justifying war goals. So if you stay peaceful, they can't do anything against you. But as Germany, Rhineland counts as aggressive action, so they're pretty much an open target. But still, that doesn't raise the world tension level enough for them to do any massive interventions. So if you play it very smart, you may actually be a very peaceful Germany, though expanding.
Question is, shall I move those guys over there?
Oh god, we're soon out of time. No,
And where does time go?
no idea when you're having so much fun. Desperately defending what's yours.
And that is a good point to bring up. Like, we do play this game multiplayer in-house quite a lot, and one thing we do is we do that to make sure that it is still a lot of fun. We were playing it earlier today as well, and was fun had?
Excellent fun. Though they did not succeed as much with all the naval invasions. But this is quite fun, actually, fending off on multiple fronts and see what you can do against several fronts and gathering up your forces, see how well your prepared defense is working.
God, my tanks are... It's like fighting over the ruins of Damascus 8. Norway capitulated.
Yes! That was way too hard for it to be worth it. And so you haven't attacked Spain though. I thought that would be your first target actually. Like it was super effective against me in the testing sessions.
Yeah, but I don't have enough troops.
It's going quite well for you in Crimea, though. If I just micro a bit more, I should be able to cut them off quite well.
Oh.
Though there have been war at so many fronts, even me haven't been able to keep control and micro everywhere. So that's actually one drawback of doing my kind of play. But doing very complex battle plans in this situation is very hard.
There's a question about starving a nation through convoy raiding. It wouldn't quite be enough to bring them to surrender, but if you were able to successfully destroy all their convoys, and they relied on getting their resources from over the seas, then you would starve their production to such a point that you'd have a much easier time attacking them.
Yes, that's very true. Like, if...
I have a 200% naval supremacy and you're able to land in my ports.
No, I'm not landing in any ports.
You had troops landing in near...
Yeah, but I'm not landing. Maybe if I used ships. But why should I ever use ships?
You'd have to be a
God
very,
damn it! Oh.
You'd have to be a very brave man to volunteer to be a paratrooper in Daniel's army.
I've just lost, what is it, like 70,000 men by doing those crazy invasions. I thought you would have pulled up more troops from the offensive, or to the offensive lines, but you seem to keep it steady. And the war is turning in Damascus.
As they're saying here, yes, Daniel did use ships, airships. We've had some questions about doing or creating puppets. I don't think you can have your own custom puppets, but when you make a puppet out of a country, they'll be adopting your what's the word there? Yeah, that's the one. And the name may change accordingly.
Let's see, my tank production is up on par, but still my motorized isn't quite well right now.
Oh.
Let's do like this. I'm gonna change this to a more
Why
tank
can't
heavy
I get enough supply here?
and see if I can deploy some tanks. Yes, I can. How many can I deploy? Oh, quite a lot. Let's see what I'm missing. If I hold over equipment, I can see that I'm missing Panzerkampfwagen 2, so more light tanks. That's excellent.
And to answer another question, yes, the British are very stubborn, so if you're wanting to force them to their knees to surrender...
Yeah, that's gonna take quite a while.
Yeah, you're going
and I
to
also need to do proper invasions.
Yeah, you will need to plan ahead and think, how can you invade the British?
How can you? Like, should you swim between all their battleships? Or is the plan to go by air and get slaughtered while you land? But I have a plan for it, though it will not be fulfilled this session. So don't you worry. And you can just see here by all the bombing raids and all the infrastructure up in Russia, it's just destroyed. So I have a lot of rebuilding. That's why the Russian winter is also so harsh. That The supply gets destroyed.
To make things worse for all the people there, Daniel has been prioritizing the rebuilding of military factories, not even repairing the infrastructure for his poor people.
Not my people yet, they haven't surrendered. But when they surrender, I will rebuild their infrastructure and everything.
They just need to embrace the Axis ways, then they can have what they need.
Embrace liberty, freedom, and fully obey the will of the leader? Yes.
What of the Balkans there? Because it all seems to be quite quiet in and around Romania.
Yeah, actually, they are still neutral. They are...
What would it take to invite them to your faction, though?
I don't think they like me. No.
Oh, considerably not.
They were very protective against a lot of non... You could probably invite them.
No, they hate me.
Oh, they hate you too? So they have... Oh, wait. I saw something in the bottom. Yes, they were taking neutral forging policy, so they won't choose a side until one or the other side attacks them. We can check details. Here. Neutral forging policy. Decide to be or expand a faction, -100. So you can be neutral until someone decides you're not neutral.
And what about the rest of them? We have Hungary, Yugoslavia, and the Greeks.
They are in the Axis.
In fact, there was some fighting going on with Greece earlier, was there not?
There's still fighting going on. And they're completely stuck now. They pushed out a bit, but are now completely stuck. And that's exactly where I want them, until I can divert more soldiers to other fronts. Oh no, that was just my troops.
So hypothetically, if you had gotten the Soviets to capitulate, would you be able to puppet them?
Yes. If I have enough war score, I still have to see what me versus Japan has. But we could also make a deal that Japan says, oh, I don't want anything. Here, Germany, have the whole of Soviet Union.
Do we have a name for fascist Soviet Russia?
Is that Russian Empire?
I think it's something like that.
But
So if it's your dream to have Russian Empire puppet under Germany...
I can do it. Or you can do it when you got the game. It's beta.
Actually, that is something worth
God, I
patting
can't.
ourselves on the back about.
Oh! You can't.
The thing is, like, my units are costing insane amount of supplies. My very nice with the motors and mechanized, and I can't keep up the defense lines with them.
Yeah, the efficiency is still not capped. It's on 70%, so it still takes a while. But I finally start to keep up with what I'm losing right now.
Oh, there's a great question about one of the mechanics that I find to be really fun. Could you overthrow a nation, turn them from fascist into democracy or communist?
Yeah.
You can support one side or the other.
British Union of Fascists.
You can boost their popularity to help
To stage
you
a
along
coup
with
in
the
the
coup.
in Germany now cost me 85,000 infantry equipment.
And I don't think it will be quite effective either, since
No.
my policies is quite well. Oh, actually, let's add some more fascists. Just to be sure, to boost it a tiny bit more. Since if you're having a democratic coup, but no democratic support in that country, it's not going so well. You still need a ton of equipment, but it's wasted. If you...
Speaking of being wasted, how's Japan doing over there?
That's just mean.
Japan's lost his mainland. The others in...
I'm very soon at him, so very soon German troops will be coming to the rescue.
in China, yes.
Let's one more offensive, and then I should be done. Let's check the losses one more time before. Soviet Union, yeah, they haven't lost much more men than they have last time, since they had no army anymore. I have lost 1.2 million for the moment.
And it will just be for the moment, because time flies when you're having fun. That's already been an hour.
No. One more hour. One more hour.
If only. So as we can see there, wow, Japan only just hanging on in the war there.
600,000 losses for United States.
Ooh. Freedom comes at a price.
It's been a lot of expenses there. at least Denmark is being liberated.
Ah, what? Oh.
Oh no.
One more. Come on, I just beat it back.
Cover that up. But yeah, that's it for.
Or by the way, they can have Denmark.
That'll be it for this World War Wednesday. It's been quite a blast. So, how would you sum this all up then, Germany?
Well, German boots were on Britain's soil.
And how were those British boots treated there, Johan?
We put it this way. The police arrested them.
Arrested 50,000 soldiers, I guess, came down without supply or anything.
Okay, guys, that's been a blast. But from us here in Paradox, thanks a lot for tuning in on this World War Wednesday. This is Hearts of Iron 4. And yeah, good to see Daniel and Johan duke it out for supremacy. I believe we'll be back next week as usual. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back. Cheers and cheerio for now.
See ya.